Okay, hi and very good evening. Today we're going to the academic interaction and presentation. We are from group 5. First, let me introduce myself and my group member. My name is Siti Razani binti Narazi and my metric number is 205665.
My name is Lee Kha Jing with metric number 206X06.
Hello, my name is Nurhana bint Ahmad Jailan and my metric number is 207339.
So today our presentation topic is ways to protect our body from infectious disease.
Hello and greetings to everyone present today. Let me ask you a question first. Where do we live? Yes, it is true that we live in our houses and apartments, but the first place that encounters our soul is our body. Our body is the temple in which our soul resides. Our primary priority should be the health of our bodies and the state of our mind. The proverb health is wealth means that one's health is the greatest wealth. Every day we come in contact with germs and viruses that could make us sick. Most germs are spread through the air in sneezes, coughs, and even breath. Germs can also spread in sweat, saliva, and blood. Some pass from person to person by touching something that is contaminated, like shaking hands with someone who has a cold and then touching your own nose. So today, our subject of presentation is the ways to protect our body from infectious diseases. Hence, the information we are going to share with you today comes mostly from our experience and research that we have made for the past few weeks. Today's presentation will include 4 ways to protect our body from infectious diseases, which includes staying at home, vaccinating, good hygiene practices, and avoid sharing personal items. Let's begin with the first step you can take if you have symptoms of infections. Stay at home, which means you need to study or work from home, because by going to work or outside when you are sick, you increase the risk of spreading illness to those who around you. Consider the burden this creates in the workplace as more and more colleagues become sick. No human contact is necessary to prevent the spread of the diseases. Besides, a recent study found that a sick employee can spread their germs to up to 60% of commonly touched surface in the workplace in just 4 hours. Even if you didn't touch anything while at work, which is next to impossible, your illness could be spread through the close talking, sneezing, or coughing. Also, do not attend any events that involve so many people at one time. Staying in crowd increases the chance of exposing yourselves to many more who may get more severe symptoms. It is a very selfish move and people might be in trouble because of you. Dr. Daniel Pastula, a UC Health neuroinfectious disease expert and a neurohospitalist at UC Health University of Colorado Hospital says, the highest increase of super spreader event would be lots of people from different households, gathering indoors for more than 15 minutes, not wearing masks, with a lot of loud talking and poor ventilation. So it is clear that staying indoors or staying at home is very important to protect ourselves and the people around us as well from infectious diseases. I'll pass to the second presenter to continue the presentation.
Thank you. Secondly, we can protect ourselves from infectious disease by having immunization through vaccination. So, what is a vaccine? A vaccine is biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity to a particular infectious disease. It contains an agent that resembles a disease-causing microorganism and is often made from weakened or killed form of the microbial, its toxin, or one of its surface protein. Vaccinations prevent millions of deaths each year and serious disability from vaccinable preventable disease. For example, hepatitis B, influenza, tuberculosis, cholera, and others. These diseases can be prevented early among the young children and the babies in the most developing countries through the vaccination that provide efficient immunization. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, all infants should get the first shot of hepatitis B vaccines within 12 hours after birth to prevent serious liver infection caused by the viruses. Furthermore, antibodies in our body can be boosted by vaccinations. Vaccines work by training and preparing the immune system to recognize and fight off the viruses and bacteria. It reduces the incidence of diseases for the next infections as the body is able to produce antibodies to destroy the disease-causing pathogens and enhance the body's immunity. As I mentioned before, vaccination against a specific disease not only reduces the incidence of that disease, it also reduces the social and economic burden of the disease on communities. As a result, a high immunization coverage can lead to the blocking of transmissions for many vaccinable perennial diseases in the community to protect those who cannot be vaccinated due to the health conditions, allergies, and age problem. Next. Good hygiene practices is the third way to protect ourselves from the infectious diseases. Skin, hair, and mucous membrane are our natural physical barrier, or we call first line defense of our body that help prevent foreign microorganisms from entering our body. Our first line defense is the most important to protect ourselves from these pathogens that can be transmitted through water, air, bodily fluid, fomites and vectors, followed by the chemical defense such as saliva, tears, mucus, and stomach acid, and lastly, the body immune system. Effective hygiene practices include washing hands before eating, hand sanitizing, wearing masks in public, and cleaning the body after we went home. In addition, good hygiene practices can prevent the breeding of disease-causing pathogens in the surroundings. Unhygienic and unclean surroundings are suitable for the growth of pests that can be the transmitting agent of diseases. For instance, the vector-borne diseases such as malaria is transmitted to humans and other animals by the blood-feeding animals, which is mosquito that transmits the pathogens from one host to another host through biting. A proper sewage treatment, sanitation, and drainage are needed to prevent the contamination of water sources to prevent the spread of bacteria and pathogens. The Secretary General UN said that untreated or inadequately treated water is responsible for approximately 80% of all illness and deaths in the developing world on World Environment Day in 2003. Therefore, good hygiene practices can protect ourselves from infectious disease by enhancing our natural physical barrier and preventing the breeding of pathogen transmitting agents.
Okay. Okay. Lastly, we need to practice not to share our personal items. Personal items such as makeup, toothbrush, towels, and hygiene products shouldn't be shared with other people, as this kind of products come into contact with body directly, sometimes even with body fluids such as tears, nasal mucus, saliva, or even fast acne. These objects are referred to as fomite, which is a term used to describe objects and materials that are likely to carry infection. There might be germs on the items, and when sharing it, the germs will transfer to other people. It will lead to various germs entering our body. Moreover, you especially cannot use or share anything if you have cuts or sores. The pathogens can enter our body through pores, sores, and wounds and begin to multiply. This bacteria can cause staph infection to grow quickly. Some of the infection that we get might not be serious, but can be healed quickly. But there is actually a lot of infection that will cause complications and not as easy to be treated. These bacteria may come from the items that were passed from others to others. So by not sharing anything, we are actually helping people. We are actually helping to protect ourselves and other people from bacteria. According to the Health Director General, Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, sharing items with another person could result in infection and the spread of the disease. It is very clear that we cannot share our personal items with other people as we were advised. So keep it in mind that sometimes sharing is not always caring, especially with personal items you use regularly. Keep these things to yourself and do not share them with family and friends for everyone's sake. In conclusion, our group has presented ways to protect our bodies from infectious disease. First, we told you to stay at home. Second, to take vaccination. Third, good hygiene practice. And lastly, do not share personal items. People all around need to understand and know ways to protect our body from contracting such disease. Hence, I urge all of you to start taking measures in protecting ourselves and people all around us. In this time where we live in this pandemic, such measurements should be taken from early on so that we will not suffer from the consequences. One famous quote from Henry D. Bracton, who was a medieval jurist and priest: "An ounce of prevention is worth about a pound of cure," which means that it is better and easier to stop a problem and illnesses from happening than to stop or correct it after it has happened. With those quotes, it brings us to the end of our group presentation. Thank you for listening.